at the door. We play for keeps tonight, and we always settle the score. Thick cigar smoke hanging low beneath the swinging light. 5 mob bosses at the table looking for a fight. Stakes are getting heavy, stacking up the dirty green. Biggest underground casino that the city's ever seen. Frankie from the west side got a sweat upon his brow, looking at a pair of queens, he wants to fold them now. Jimmy the razor sits across with ice cold empty eyes. Everybody in the joint is feeding on the lie. Slip a diamond from the cuff and ace right up the sleeve. In this den of wicked thieves, you gotta make them believe. Tension slicing through the room, sharper than a knife. When you gamble with the syndicate, you gamble with your life. Roll the dice, deal the cards, Mafia, rock and roll. Sailing out your steady heartbeat, bargain in your soul. Spin the wheel, place your bets, blood upon the veil. Gonna play the crooked hand that the devil dealt. We're the kings of the underground, shadows in the game. Nobody leaves the speakeasy looking quite the same. Mafia, rock and roll, baby, hear the betting sound. We're the richest, baddest syndicate in this town. Tommy spots a slider hand, a joker in the deck, grabs a snub nose 38 and points it at his neck. Nobody makes a fool of me, he whispers through his teeth, kicks the wooden table over, draws the weapon from the sheath. Chips are flying in the air, raining on the floor. Everybody draws their steel, knocking over the decor. Bartender hits a panic switch, reaching for the gauge, turning up the temperature on this criminal stage. Suddenly a heavy crash is echoing outside, sirens wailing in the night. Ain't nowhere to hide, bulls are busting down the door, swinging with the lead. Gotta grab the canvas bags and make a dash ahead. Roll the dice, steal the cards, Mafia, rock and roll. Sailing out your steady heartbeat, bargain in your soul. Spin the wheel, place your bets, blood upon the veil. Gonna play the crooked hand that the devil dealt. We're the kings of the underground, shadows in the game. Nobody leaves the speakeasy looking quite the same. Mafia, rock and roll, baby, hear the betting sound. We're the richest, baddest syndicate in this town. Shield steps into the fray. I blast a hole right through the glass and make my getaway through the alley in the back, running in the rain, jumping in the Cadillac. We beat 'em at the game. Count the cash up in the sea, $100 bills, nothing like a narrow escape to give you all the chills. Leave the losers in the cuffs, singing to the law. Fastest draw in the casino that you ever saw. Roll the dice, steal the cards, Mafia, rock and roll. Sailing out your steady heartbeat, bargain in your soul. Spin the wheel, place your bets, blood upon the that the devil dealt. We're the kings of the underground, shadows in the game. Nobody leaves the speakeasy looking quite the same. Mafia, rock and roll, baby, hear the betting sound. We're the richest, baddest syndicate in this town. Yeah, take the money and run, boys. Leave them with empty pockets. Keep the engine running. 10 tons of whiskey and forbidden steel. I got my sweaty hands on the heavy wheel. The boss man said we gotta make it through, or we'll be swimming in the river in a concrete shoe. Hear the tires whining on the gravel road. Ain't no turning back with this heavy load. Click clack the barrel, let the hammer fall. We're gonna take a ride and we'll risk it all. Midnight smuggling, tearing up the night, running from the law, out of mind and out of sight. Mafia rock and roll on the borderline. Got the dirty money and the smuggled wine. Play the crooked sheriff just to look away. We rule the shadows till the break of day. We're the kings of the blacktop, lords of the run, living by the code of the Tommy gun. Checkpoint at 2:45. Sheriff Davis waiting by the dead oak tree. I slide a fat envelope across the door. He counts the greenbacks, then he asks for more. I flash my piece, give a wicked smile. Take it or leave it, we can wait a while. He tips his hat and he waves a song. We gotta hit the stash before the break of dawn. Hear the tires whining on the gravel road. Ain't no turning back with this heavy load. Click clack the barrel, let the hammer fall. We're gonna take a ride and we'll risk it all. Midnight smuggling, tearing up the night. Code of the Tommy gun. Headlights flash up from behind. State police cruisers, they ain't flying blind. Davis must have sold us out for a bigger prize. I see the red lights flashing in my mirror's eyes. Blast the back doors open, let the bullets fly. Sparks are raining down under the starry sky. Pedal to the metal, gonna lose the tail. I ain't spending my life in a federal jail. Midnight smuggling, tearing up the night, running from the law, out of mind and out of sight. Mafia rock and roll on the borderline. Got the dirty money and the smuggled wine. Pay the crooked sheriff just to look away. We rule the shadows till the break of day. We're the kings of the blacktop, lords of the run, living by the code of the Tommy gun. Yeah! Lose the fuzz, boys. We crossed the county line. Nothing but open road ahead. Mafia rock and roll, yeah. Hey! Hey! Yeah! Time for a trim, boys! Sitting in the leather chair, looking at the glass. Got the hot towel waiting, taking a minute to relax. Old man Tony got the lather in the wooden bowl. Just a quiet Tuesday morning for a crooked soul. Suit jacket hanging on the heavy iron hook. Reading through the numbers in my little black book. Straight razor shining like a diamond in the light. Scraping off the shadow from the racket in the night. Ain't a worry in the world, ain't a copper on the beat. Just the rhythm of the city and the rumble of the street. Suddenly the front door shatters into dust. Three men walking in with a heavy Tommy trust. Click clack the barrel, let the hammer fall. We're gonna take a ride and we'll risk it all. Mafia rock and syndicate in this town. Tony hits the deck, hiding underneath the till. I reach into my pocket for my trusty little pill. Snub nose 38, heavy in my hand. Time to make them realize who runs this piece of land. Flip the heavy chair, kicking over the cologne. Hearing bullets ricochet and listening to them groan. Shot the first rat right between his ugly eyes. Second one is panicked and taken by surprise. You came to kill the king in a neighborhood saloon. Now you're gonna end up in a wooden box by noon. Suddenly the front door shatters into dust. Three men walking in with a heavy Tommy truss. Click, clack, the barrel, let the hammer fall. We're gonna take a ride and we'll risk it all. Mafia, rock and roll, gunfire in the shop. Ain't no time to bleed and there ain't no time to stop. Mirrors are breaking, the shaving cream is flying. Some of them are shooting and the rest of them are dying. Got the fedoras low and the collars high. Kiss the boring life, a sweet goodbye. We're the kings of the underworld, lords of the night. Living on the edge and we're looking for a fight. Mafia, rock and roll, baby, hear the sound. We're the baddest syndicate in this town. Finally settling upon the checkered floor. Third guy's crawling out the shattered front door. I walk up behind him, grab him by his bloody coat. Hold the shiny razor blade right against his throat. Tell your boss to keep his nose out of my domain, or the next time that I see him I'll be bringing down the pain. Toss him in the alleyway, leave him in the trash. Walk back to the counter, pulling out a roll of cash. Keep the change, Tony, buy yourself a shiny new glass. Sorry for the trouble, but I gotta kick some ass. Mafia, rock and roll, gunfire in the shop. Ain't no time to bleed and there ain't no time to stop. Mirrors are breaking, the shaving cream is flying. Some of them are shooting and the rest of them are dying. Got the fedoras low and the collars high. Kiss the boring life, a sweet goodbye. We're the kings of the underworld, lords of the night. Living on the edge and we're looking for a fight. Mafia, rock and roll, baby, hear the sound. We're the baddest syndicate in this town. Wipe the leather off my face. Not even a scratch, boys. Straighten out the tie and walk away. Yeah, that's how we do it. Yeah, start the engine, boys. We got a schedule to keep. Hear that V8 rumble? It's time to own the street. Midnight strikes on the avenue of sin. Slick back hair and a razor-sharp grin. Got the pinstripe suit and a pocket full of lead. Going 50 miles an hour, painted Cadillac red. We're collecting the dues from the corner store boss. If he ain't got the scratch, he's gonna suffer the loss. Got a Chicago typewriter sitting right on the seat. When the boys come to town, you better retreat. Fuzz on the corner, they're looking the other way. We bought the whole precinct, there's nothing they can say. Click, clack, Racket back, hear the rhythm of the night. We're stepping out the shadows and we're looking for a fight. Welcome to the Racket, welcome to the mob. Doing dirty deeds, yeah, it's just a little job. Tommy gun rock, let the hollow points roll. We are the kings of the Mafia, rock and roll. Swing that bat, make the double bass laugh. Catch a rival crew and we wipe them off the map. V8 engine screaming out of control. Long live the kings of the Mafia, rock and roll. Pulled up to the joint with the neon glowing bright. Step through the doors, gonna shake 'em down tonight. Frankie's at the bar pouring whiskey on the ice, while Jimmy rolls the bones, yeah, he's shaking up the dice. Some two-bit hustler tries to pull a little heat. I gave him one look and he's staring at his feet. Nobody disrespects the family name in this concrete jungle. We are rigging the game. Fuzz on the corner, they're looking the other way. We bought the whole precinct, there's nothing they can say. Click, clack, racket back, hear the rhythm of the night. We're stepping out the shadows and we're looking for a fight. Welcome to the racket, welcome to the mob. Doing dirty deeds, yeah, it's just a little job. Tommy gun rock, let the hollow points roll. We are the kings of the mafia rock and roll. Swing that bat, make the double bass slap. Catch a rival crew and we wipe them off the map. V8 engine screaming out of control. Long live the kings of the mafia rock and roll. They say crime don't pay, but my pockets are fat. I got a diamond pinky ring and a fedora hat. From the docks to the clubs, every street is mine. Cross the family once and this the end of the line. We got eyes in the alleys, we got ears in the walls. We're the ones who answer when the underworld calls. So pour another drink and let the jukebox play. The bosses of the city are here to stay. Welcome to the racket, welcome to the mob. Doing dirty deeds, yeah, it's just a little job. Tommy gun rock, let the hollow points roll. We are the kings of the mafia rock and roll. Swing that bat, make the double bass slap. Catch a rival crew and we wipe them off the map. V8 engine screaming out of control. Long live the kings of the mafia rock and roll. Yeah, we run this town, mafia rock and roll, baby. Keep the engine running, we're out of here. Don't forget the cash. See you in the papers tomorrow. Deep in the shadows, under the street. Yeah, dig it, boys. Down in the muck, in the mud of the drain, working like dogs in the subterranean rain. Swinging the iron and swinging the pig. Gotta get through the foundation, gotta do it quick. Federal Reserve is sitting right up above. Pack full of bullion, the only thing that I love. Sweat on the brow and the dirt on the suit. We're taking the subterranean route to the loot. Joey's got the dynamite, Frankie's got the wire, ready to light up a multi-million-dollar fire. Up on the pavement, the boys are making a scene. Tommy gun rattling, painting the avenue mean. Keeping the coppers distracted and looking away, while we are stealing the absolute score of the day. Ow! Mafia rock and roll, digging in the deep, stealing the gold while the city is asleep. Rumble in the gutter, thunder on the street. Cops are getting dizzy on the downtown beat. Got the fedoras low and the collars high. Kiss the boring life a sweet goodbye. Mafia rock and roll, baby, hear the sound. Taking all the millions right from under the ground. Hit the solid concrete, bring out the heavy drill. Sparks flying high in the the dark, giving me a chill. Vibration shaking the dirt from the cabinet's roof. We're stealing the stash, leaving absolutely no proof. Hear the vault cracking open, a beautiful noise. Nothing like a jackpot to motivate the boys. Shiny gold bars stacked up to the ceiling high, gleaming like the stars in the midnight sky. Stuff the canvas bags till the stitching starts to tear. Ain't no other syndicate that can even compare. On the pavement the boys are making a scene. Tommy guns rattling, painting the avenue mean. Keeping the coppers distracted and looking away, while we are stealing the absolute score of the day. Ow! Mafia rock and roll, digging in the deep. Stealing the gold while the city is asleep. Rumble in the gutter, thunder on the street. Cops are getting dizzy on the downtown beat. Got the fedoras low and the collars high. Kiss the boring life a sweet goodbye. Mafia rock and roll, baby, hear the sound. Taking all the millions right from under the ground. On a golden dime, the most spectacular, immaculate, invisible crime. Mafia rock and roll, digging in the deep. Stealing the gold while the city is asleep. Rumble in the gutter, thunder on the street. Cops are getting dizzy on the downtown beat. Got the fedoras low and the collars high. Kiss the boring life a sweet goodbye. Mafia rock and roll, baby, hear the sound. Taking all the millions right from under the ground. Yeah! Load up the boats, boys. Leave them shooting at ghosts on the street. We're filthy rich tonight. Mafia rock and roll forever. Mafia rock and roll forever. Yeah, the picture's starting. Pass the popcorn, baby. Wait, who are those guys? Get down! Sitting in the caddy with the rag topper rolling down, taking out the prettiest little lady in the town. Driving movie playing on the giant silver screen, watching Bela Lugosi in a horrifying scene. Cherry red lipstick and a milkshake on the dash. I was hoping that this lovely evening wouldn't crash, but I see the heavy headlights rolling through the ticket gate. 3 black sedans looking filled with ugly hate. Tommy boys from the east side crashing on my date. Guess I gotta show them that they made a big mistake. Click clack, the barrel pushed the lady to the floor, kicked the heavy door open, settle in the score. Movie monster screaming from the speaker on the glass. I'm about to put a bullet in a rival mobster's ass. Mafia rock and roll, gunfire at the picture show. Cadillacs are spinning and the rubber's gonna glow. Silver screen flashing while the ladies flying blind, leaving all the popcorn and the innocence behind. Got the fedoras low and the collar pulled up high. Kiss the boring life a sweet leg, feel goodbye. Living on the ragged edge, looking for a heavy fight. Mafia rock and roll, leaving out into the light, where the baddest syndicate the ignition, hear the heavy flathead scream, tearing through the parking lot, breaking up the dream. Dodging all the Chevys and the Fords upon the road, putting on a violent and spectacular auto show. Gunner in the window of the Lincoln, taking aim. I return the favor in this deadly little game. Sparks are flying upward, hitting the projection beam, painting all the shadows like a crazy twisted dream. Spin the heavy wheel, kick the tires in the dirt. Somebody in the darkness is about to get hurt. Click, clack, the barrel, push the lady to the floor, kick the heavy door open, settle in the score. Movie monster screaming from the speaker on the glass. I'm about to put a bullet in a rival mobster's ass. Mafia rock and roll, gunfire at the picture show. Cadillacs are spinning and the rubber's gonna blow. Silver screen flashing while the ladies flying blind, leaving all the popcorn and the innocence behind. Got up, the door is low and the collar's pulled up high. Kiss the boarding like a sweet leg, feel goodbye. Living on the ragged edge, looking for a heavy fight. Mafia rock and roll, leaping out into the light, where the baddest syndicate ruling the lot tonight. Yeah, ruling the lot tonight. Sedan into the concession stand. Hot dogs and the sodas flying all across the land. Rival bosses calling from the twisted smoking red. I put the shining barrel right against his dirty neck. Tell your miserable crew to drop the Tommy gun, or you ain't gonna live to see the setting of the sun. Siren in the distance wailing on the highway line. Cinematic place. Mafia rock and roll, gunfire at the picture show. Cadillacs are spinning and the rubber's gonna glow. Silver screen flashing while the ladies flying blind, leaving all the popcorn and the innocence behind. Got up, the doors low and the collars pulled up high. Kiss the boring life of sweet lead, feel goodbye. Living on the ragged edge, looking for a heavy fight. Mafia rock and roll, leaping out into the light, where the baddest syndicate ruling the lot tonight. Yeah, ruling the lot tonight. Yeah, smooth ride, baby. Sorry about the milkshake. Let's catch the end of the movie somewhere else. Mafia rock and roll. Mafia rock and roll. Mafia rock and roll. Hear the rumble in the dead of night. Got the Tommy gun packed up tight. The boys are ready, the suits are pressed. We're heading west, where the devil's gas. We hit the vault at 2:45. A smooth operation, just the boys and me. Stuffed the canvas bags with the cold hard green. Smoothest little caper that you ever seen. But the copper hit the alarm too fast. Now we gotta step on the screaming gas. Beat engine roaring like a beast unchained. Driving through the city in the pouring rain. Hear the sirens wailing on the avenue. Red lights flashing in the rear view too. Click clack the barrel, let the hammer fall. We're gonna take a ride and we'll risk it all. Mafia rock and roll, tearing up the street. Rubber on the pavement, feeling the heat. Got the fedoras low and the collars high. Kiss the boring life, a sweet goodbye. We're the kings of the underworld, lords of the night. Living on the edge and we're looking for a fight. Mafia rock and roll, baby, hear the sound. We're the baddest syndicate in this town. Tommy in the back with his finger on the trigger, making sure the bullet holes are getting a little bigger. Shot the tire out on a Plymouth Pursuit. Nobody messes with the men in the suit. Cops are spinning out in a cloud of smoke, thinking they can catch us as a funny joke. Shift the gear high, let the engine scream. Living out a dangerous mobster dream. Hear the sirens wailing on the avenue. Red lights flashing in the rear view too. Click clack the barrel, let the hammer fall. We're gonna take take a ride and we'll risk it all. Mafia rock and roll, tearing up the street, rubber on the pavement, feeling the heat. Got the fedoras low and the collars high. Kiss the boring life, a sweet goodbye. We're the kings of the underworld, lords of the night, living on the edge and we're looking for a fight. Mafia rock and roll, baby, hear the sound. We're the baddest syndicate in this town. They put a bounty on my head, 10 grand dead or alive. But they gotta catch me first, and if they want me to arrive, I got a pocket full of shells and a heart of solid stone. Better leave the local boss and the syndicate alone. We run the rackets in the alleys in the dark, from the harbor docks right up to the park. Ain't no flat foot gonna put me in the pen. I'm a made man, baby, I'm a lion in the den. Mafia rock and roll, tearing up the street, rubber on the pavement, feeling the heat. Got the fedoras low and the collars high. Kiss the boring life, a sweet goodbye. We're the kings of the underworld, lords of the night, living on the edge and we're looking for a fight. Mafia rock and roll, baby, hear the sound. They're the baddest syndicate in this town. Yeah, the baddest syndicate. Step on the gas, Johnny. Leave 'em in the dust. Whoa. They're untouchable tonight. Woo. Woo. Order in the court! I said order in the court! You're right, Your Honor. We're leaving! Sitting in the wooden box wearing a tailored suit, listening to the prosecutor acting mighty cute. Jury's looking nervous, sweating through the Sunday best. Got a dozen charges pinned upon my double-breasted vest. Judge is looking down with a scowl upon his face, thinking he can put the king of rackets in his place. He raises up the heavy gavel ready for the strike, but Frankie's in the gallery and he don't really like the way the conversation in this courtroom's going down. We're gonna show these flat-foots who really runs this town. Hear the heavy gavel drop, guilty is the word. Craziest little sentence that a mobster ever heard. Frankie kicks the wooden bench, pulls the Tommy out. Time to give this legal system something to cry about. Mafia rock and roll, busting at the courtroom door, shattering the windows, dropping coppers to the floor. Ain't no iron bars gonna keep the king inside. We're taking a spectacular gravity-defying ride. Got the fedoras low and the collars pulled up high. Kiss the boring life, a sweet lead, feel goodbye. Living on the ragged edge, looking for a heavy fight. Mafia rock and roll, leaping out into the light. We're the baddest syndicate, running from the law tonight. Bullets tearing through the oak, ripping up the legal books. Bailiff trying to draw his steel, giving me those dirty looks. I flip the heavy table over, block the flying lead. Ain't no federal penitentiary waiting for this head. Joey's waiting in the alley with a roaring flathead truck, engine running hot and loud, wishing me a bit of luck. I climb up on the windowsill, 3 stories in the air, looking at the flashing sirens, but I really do not care. Bulls are busting through the double doors behind my back. I'm stepping off the ledge and jumping to the canvas sack. Hear the heavy gavel drop, guilty is the word. Craziest little sentence that a mobster ever heard. Frankie kicks the wooden bench, pulls the Tommy out. Time to give this legal system something to cry about. Mafia rock and roll, busting out the courtroom door, shattering the windows, dropping coppers to the floor. Ain't no iron bars gonna keep the king inside. We're taking a spectacular gravity-defying ride. Got the fedoras low and the collars pulled up high. Kiss the boring life, a sweet lead, feel swings down from the fire escape and jumps inside. Smoothest legal exit that a syndicate has ever tried. Read about it in the papers on the morning news, how the king of the underworld gave the judge the blues. Tossed the ruined jacket out into the muddy street, lighting up a fat cigar. Victory is tasting sweet. They thought they had me cornered, locked away for good, but they just don't understand the kings of this neighborhood. Mafia rock and roll, busting out the courtroom door, shattering the windows, dropping coppers to the floor. Ain't no iron bars gonna keep the king inside. We're taking a spectacular gravity-defying ride. Got the fedoras low and the collars pulled up high. Kiss the boring life of sweet lead, feel goodbye. Living on the ragged edge, looking for a heavy fight. Mafia rock and roll, leaping out into the light with a battle syndicate, running from the law tonight. Yeah, keep driving, Joey. Leave the courthouse in the dust. We're untouchable. Woo! Mafia rock and roll. Rev it up, boy! We're running for the blood tonight! Drop the flag! Yeah! Down at the viaduct where the street lights barely glow, two heavy syndicates putting on a deadly show. Got my chop 32 with the flames upon the hood, gonna show the south side boys they misunderstood. Pink slips ain't enough, we're betting on the city blocks. Loser gets a one-way ticket in a wooden box. Vito's revving up his Murph, blowing out the heavy smoke, thinking he can beat the king. What a pathetic joke. I got nitro in the tank and a razor in my boot, wearing greasy coveralls beneath my tailored suit. Moonlight shining off the chrome, the tension cutting deep. Ain't no mercy on the track, we're playing for the keep. Hear the screaming engines tearing up the dead of night. Needle hitting red line, flying blind to the fight. Shift the heavy iron gear and let the clutch release. Ain't nobody going home in one spectacular piece. Mafia rock and roll, burning up the avenue, leaving out a trail of fire, looking in the rear view. Winner takes the neighborhood, the loser takes the grave. Living on the ragged edge, the bravest of the brave. Rubber on the blacktop, melting in the midnight heat. We're the violent kings of speed, roaring down the street. Got the fedoras low and the collars high. Kiss the boring life a sweet goodbye. Mafia rock and roll, baby, hear the thunder sound. We're the fastest, baddest syndicate in this town. Flag girl drops the silk, we're launching off the starting line. Spitting out the gravel, sipping on the adrenaline wine. Neck and neck across the bridge, dodging through the barricades, trading paint and sparking metal like a pair of razor blades. Vito tries to bump my fender, push me to the concrete wall. I downshift the flathead, let the screaming engine roar and brawl. Spin the wheel into his quarter, send him sliding to the right. Sparks are flying in the dark, a beautifully violent side. Dead man's curve is coming fast, a demon in the midnight haze. Gotta take it on two wheels or go out in a fiery blaze. No foot on the brake pedal, only heavy on the gas. Watch me take the final corner, kicking Vito in the ass. Hear the screaming engines tearing up the dead of night. Needle hitting red line, flying blind into the fight. Shift the heavy iron gear and let the clutch release. Ain't nobody going home in one spectacular piece. Mafia rock and roll, burning up the avenue, leaving out a trail of fire, looking in the rear checkered finish line a mile ahead of the pack. Looking at the twisted metal burning on the track. Vito hit the barricade, his engine bursting into flame. Should've never challenged me in this deadly mobster game. Boys are collecting all the keys and claiming all the turf, proving we're the absolute baddest killers on this earth. Pop the champagne on the hood, wash away the motor oil. To the victor goes the crown and all the bloody spoil. If another rival boss wants to put me to the test, I got a supercharged V8 and a bullet in my vest. Mafia rock and roll, burning up the avenue, leaving out a trail of fire looking in the rear view. Winner takes a neighborhood, the loser takes a grave. Living on the ragged edge of bravest of the brave. Rubber on the black top, melting in the midnight heat. We're the violent kings of speed, roaring down the street. Got the fedoras low and the collars high. Kiss the boring life a sweet goodbye. Mafia rock and roll, baby, hear the thunder sound. We're the fastest, baddest syndicate in this town. Yeah, claim the territory, boys. Southside belongs to us now. Keep the engine running hot. We're untouchable tonight. We're flying high tonight, boys. First class all the way. Strapping tight. It's a long way down. Yeah, let's take the sky. They're dressed up in a tuxedo, walking like a millionaire, taking the luxury airship, climbing up into the air, floating above the metropolis, up in the cloudy white. Nobody knows the syndicate is taking a ride tonight. Got the heavy artillery strapped to my tailor chest, drinking the finest champagne, mingling with all the best. Diamond rings on the ladies, fat cigars on the men. They think they're touching the heaven safe in their upper pen, but Frankie is in the cockpit, pointing a snub-nosed gun, telling the nervous pilot that the hijacking has begun. We're cutting the radio wire, shutting the engines low. Time to relieve these snobs of all of the dough they know. Click, clack, the barrel, step into the dining hall. Listen to the fat cats panic, watching the mighty fall. Pulling the velvet curtains, locking the cabin door. We ain't stopping until we get the spectacular score. Mafia rock and roll, cruising a mile high, taking the dirty money right out of the starry sky. Zeppelin shaking and rolling, thunder up in the cloud. We're the kings of the altitude, dangerous, mean and loud. Got the fedoras low and the parachute strapped on tight. Kiss the boring life, a sweet gravity free goodbye. Living upon the edge, looking for a sky-high fight. Mafia rock and roll, baby, hear the mechanical sound. We're the baddest syndicate, miles above the ground. Cracking the captain's safe, twisting the combination dial, scooping the gold and the rubies, doing it with a smile. Taking the pearl necklaces right off the baroness, leaving the upper class cabin in an absolute fiery mess. Vito was stuffing the canvas, laughing at all the tears, preying on all the wealthy and feeding on all their fears. Nothing but thin aluminum keeping us from the drop. This is a glorious heist and nobody's gonna stop. We got the millions of dollars packed in a leather sack, ticking the heavy clock, ain't no turning the schedule back. Check on the ripcord handle, buckle the harness in, ready to take a dive for the ultimate syndicate win. Click, clack, the barrel, step into the dining hall. Listen to the fat cats panic, watching the mighty fall. Pulling the velvet curtains, locking the cabin door. We ain't stopping until we get the spectacular score. Mafia rock and roll, cruising a mile high, taking the dirty money right out of the starry sky. Zeppelin shaking and rolling, thunder up in the cloud. We're the kings of the altitude, dangerous, mean and loud. Got the fedoras low and the parachute strapped on tight. Kiss the boring life, a sweet gravity free goodbye. Living upon the edge, looking for a sky-high fight. Mafia rock and roll, baby, hear the mechanical sound. We're the baddest syndicate, miles above the ground. salute to the crying rich. Tell them to enjoy the flight. I'm taking a leap of faith into the freezing night. Falling at terminal velocity, laughing into the dark. Gonna be landing safely over by the city park. Pull on the heavy string, blooming the giant silk. Smoothest escape in history, drinking the cream and milk. Mafia rock and roll, cruising a mile high. Taking the dirty money right out of the starry sky. Zeppelin shaking and rolling, thunder up in the cloud. Where the kings of the altitude, dangerous, mean and loud. Got the fedoras low and the parachute strapped on tight. It's the boring life of sweet gravity, free goodbye. Living upon the edge, looking for a sky-high fight. Mafia rock and roll, baby, hear the mechanical sound.